I'm at the Loughborough Brick Festival, which, as you can see, is already well underway behind me. I'm not wearing sunglasses indoors. I've just come in and I'm waiting for my lenses to sort themselves out. I've not quite gone that big time just yet, but I'm a little bit later into this convention than I usually would arrive. When I went to buy my tickets earlier this week, all the early entry tickets were gone. All the 11 o'clock tickets were gone, so I've come in on a 12 o'clock entry, which, as you can see, is absolutely heaving. It's probably for the best as well, because based on the amount of money I've spent over the course of January so far, I can't really spend any money today unless we find an absolute super duper deal. And being here 2 hours after the show has started, I would suggest we're less likely to find a super duper deal. That being said, we have now finished the Ninjago City modular collections. We don't need any of that. We've finished, for now, the fairground collections. We've got everything we can fit in. I'd like the first of the 2 roller coasters, but it's just not going to fit in, so we're not going to try and get that. So all we've really got left on the hit list are a couple of Bricklink designer program sets that are going to be well out of my price range. Stuff like the construction site, the bowling alley, the modular Lego store, and those 2 of the 4 modulars that might be realistic if we can find a used one in a smashed up box. I'm thinking Brick Bank, Grand Emporium. That being said, I have an absolute hard budget limit of £300 today, and I don't think I'm going to get any of those sets for £300 or less. So I think we're just browsing. We came to this convention a year ago, and it wasn't as busy as this. I mean, admittedly, we were in a little earlier, but also there was quite a lot of open space in the middle last year. They have cut off half of the back of the hall here, so I guess they've just compressed it all in a little bit. But it certainly looks like it's expanded, there's more going on, and I guess the time has come for me to go and have a rummage and see what we can find. Right, so we're going to start things off with Toenail Bricks, who of course we went to see their warehouse up in Sheffield just before Christmas. And there's an early entry for most expensive set of the convention. Are we going to get anyone beating a £970 brand new inbox mechanical camel? We'll see. Have we got any 4-figure sets though? It doesn't look like we've got any on here. But there is quite a lot of stuff for the Trekkies down this end. So we're going to go to the more interesting end, where we have got some Harry Potter stuff over there, the Pirates of Barracuda Bay. That Mickey and Minnie Mouse set is one that I know Anna would very much like. So that's a potential at some point. This is going to become a tradition in these videos. If you saw my auction video from the other week, when I accidentally bought that and Ox for £500 each, every time I see them for more than that, and we're pointing out how much of a deal I got, even though I accidentally bought 2. But there's Ninjago City. We've got some of the Bricklink stuff there as well, including the old train engine shed, which is one that I do quite like the look of. But yeah, that Mickey and Minnie Mouse, if I want to get back in Anna's good books after the Ninjago incident, maybe going home with something like that wouldn't be the worst plan I've ever had. Certainly if I buy anything for myself today, I'm going to have to get that as well. I have just had a tip off from somebody saying there's a £330 brick bank in here down this way somewhere, which you heard me say 300 as my hard cap, so I don't think we'll be getting it, but it's interesting to know there is one in here. We've got the usual sea of minifigures over there, and then people ask about it every time. There is the upside down, very shiny looking box as well on that one. 695, obviously with the other Stranger Things set coming out now. That price has shot up over the last couple of conventions, as we saw with the Simpsons stuff last year. So I think a lot of you probably missed your chance for the upside down last year, unless you want to pay the big pennies. Got a nice assortment of brick heads on here as well, and then into some boxes that have been sealed in cellophane. See, that's a nice way to keep them nice. Wrap them up in some lovely cellophane. Got some Speed Champions down the front there. The Adventures in Transylvania at £375, which I think is one of the lower prices I've seen that at the conventions. I am also kind of unofficially today looking for a ship to build on my cruise next week. I think I've pretty much settled on buying the Black Pearl in the Lego store tomorrow. But if I see something more tempting, you never know. We've got the Batman wall art there, which has now made it up to £320 after it retired at the end of last year. And then a few of the smaller bits and bobs at the front. And this, I suspect, is my danger area. We've got a Ghostbusters firehouse there for £720, but there's a brick bank at £365, which It's a little outside of the budget for today, but is an incredibly good price for a brick bank and very, very tempting. We've got quite a lot of the retired modulars on here as well. Looks like we've got a brand new in-box brick bank there for 500. The pre-owned one's 365. We've got some of the smaller sets at the front. There's a couple of corner garages there as well. The diner at 310, I think the diner is. We've got a detective's office at 290. I mean, 6 months ago when I still hadn't got that, I'd have been all over that. That's less than I paid for mine, I think, which is very upsetting to see that at that price. So still on the same stall, we have a new first place for most expensive set we've seen in the convention today, 1,275. That's why I'm never going to own a greengrocer, because, I mean, it's a good deal, but it's absolutely bonkers for a modular building. But there is the £330 brick bank, and it's like it's made for me, especially because there's no box, but it has got the instructions, and it's all been reverse bagged. So I think we might have to buy Anna the Minnie and Mickey Mouse so I don't get yelled at for taking that home with me as well. There's so many goodies on here. There's another detective's office over there, a police station. The Big Bang Theory is one I want to pick up for the sit complex at some point. Got a nice little shelf of very attractive sets at the top there. The Taj Mahal, which I know is another one that Anna really wants. But some of the ones I've picked up recently, we've got the Fairground Mixer, we've got the Ferris wheel, and oh my word, we have a new first place. I've said to myself for a long, long time, the Grand Carousel. I'm not even considering part of that fairground collection. I've got the carousel. I don't need the Grand Carousel. But then I didn't expect to be touching distance from one at some point. I can't spend that kind of money today, but that's our new first place. And a long-term, goodness me, I'd very much like that kind of set. It looks like sealing things in plastic is the theme of the day, because this guy's done it as well. We've got some of the cars on here, which I don't really know anything about, but I do see a Pirates of the Caribbean ship down that end, which I'm going to need to go and have a closer look at. I suspect it's going to be a lot more than the Black Pearl that I would be planning on getting. So yeah, we've got a sealed original Black Pearl there for $850. So I can't justify that. We've got the Silent Mary up there as well. Both more than the current Black Pearl though, so I think my plan is still buy the current one. We've got the Friends Apartments, which people often ask about, at 325, and another upside down. It's the second one I've seen in here today. They're coming out of the woodwork. An Orient Express there as well, showing that that's one that's shot up since it retired at the end of last year. Very happy I picked that up when I did. And got the Goonies set with gift with purchase there as well. Lots and lots of goodies. We have the upscaled pirate minifigure, the Lego House exclusive on there. And I think that's the original Hogwarts Castle, which is quite snazzy. And that Creator 3-in-1 roller coaster is awesome. And you know me, I love a Creator 3-in-1 house as well, and I think that's one I don't have. So a couple of the older Creator 3-in-1 sets on there are very, very tempting. Just have a little nose at the smaller stuff down the bottom here as well, which I always forget to put in the videos and people yell at me about. There you go, that could be my ship to build on a ship. If I end up buying that modular, that might be all I can afford to build on the ship. Some superhero stuff as well. We've got a Batwing, a Captain America shield, a few more bits for the Trekkies, and a haunted house. Some of the superhero masks as well. That Batman one at £80 feels like a good deal. I don't know how much that normally is, but it is something I'd quite like to own. And then we've got some more of the Friends stuff in the pile as well. Another shelf there just of things I'd like to own. I love that Lego flashing sign, but that train, that Creator train, is really nice. And I bought the Yellow Submarine at this convention last year before our last cruise and built that at sea. There we go. The gingerbread camels have started surfacing at conventions now. We've got one up there for 65, and also a nice little justification for me getting my employee gift exclusive. When I did, I only paid 200 for mine. I think I timed that swoop just right, just before Christmas, because that's up to £350 now. So probably shouldn't have built it. Could have bought a modular then. Some of the Bricklink bits and pieces at the back there. I think they were all featured on the recent restock. So I wonder how many of them were picked up on the restock that's just happened. I know I got the Wild West train on the restock that arrived the other day. And of course, as I now have 2 trains to put on a shelf in the Lego room, and it looks like we're doing a train wall, at some point we're going to have to take the plunge on that, because you can't have a train wall without the Hogwarts Express. And then so many modulars in here today. I've not seen a Grand Emporium yet, but there's a lot of everything else knocking around. It's one of the most trader-filled conventions I've been to in a long, long time. Got a lot of big vehicles that I don't really understand at the back there, but I'm sure some of you vehicle lot will like to look at them. Plus the merchant boat that I just picked up on the Bricklink restock. We've got another Orient Express in there as well, and another Batman art set. So seeing some of the prices go up on some of these retired sets that only retired at the end of last year. Ninjago City Market's in there as well. There's another example of that. It is so hot in this room. Right, we've done a lap all the way around the outside, but now we need to go up and down the middle, which is where a lot of the MOCs are. So we are going to see some MOCs as well. But before we get there, we still have some more traders to go yet, including an antique shop. And every time I see that at a convention, I remember I still haven't built it, and it looks awesome. So I really need to build my one of those and get it into the city. There's another Orient Express, which everyone seems to have an Orient Express. So it's interesting I need to remember the prices so I can do some price comparisons of them, but certainly seems to be something that a lot of people stocked up on. That, I mean, I don't remember it selling massively well when it was in Lego stores until it got discounted. And then it got discounted and I guess everybody got one. And now I don't know how well it's selling at conventions because everyone seems to just have them sat there. Maybe trains are an acquired taste. Anytime I see that, I have to ask myself, is the 3 full sets of Muppets minifigures I've already got enough, or do I need more Muppets for the Lego City? I do like the Muppets. We've got Ninjago City Gardens up there as well. Some of the older Speed Champions. And another Hogwarts Express. This one is cheaper than the other one, $625 for that one. Still far too expensive. And we've also got a grand piano next to it as well, which is a set I would love to pick up before it retires. But I don't think I can justify £300 plus for an instrument I can't play. Right, you heard me say earlier in the video that I'm not buying that roller coaster, so I'm not allowed to be tempted by it. But I am allowed to just stand here and ogle at it for a minute, because I do really want it. And of course, it's not just the retired stuff in here. This stall has got a whole load of the current retail stuff, which you might think, why would you come to a Lego convention and buy stuff you can just get from the Lego store? We're in Loughborough. As someone who lives just down the road from this, I know there is no Lego store within an hour plus of where I'm standing right now. So that's why, because we don't have Lego stores in the East Midlands. The nearest for us would be, I guess, Sheffield, Birmingham or Milton Keynes. And for anyone who's ever seen a map of the UK, you know those 3 places are nowhere near each other, which illustrates just how far away from a Lego store we are. So they're providing a valuable service to the people of Leicestershire, and I appreciate it. It's so typical that a convention where I come to it deciding not to spend money is absolutely full of things I want to buy at not awful prices. Like that Scooby-Doo mystery machine, $195. is one of the better prices I've seen that for. We've also got a brand new Inbox Fire Brigade there at $585, Simpsons House at $585. We've got the Lego movie version of Arkham Asylum, which is a very cool set as well. There's a pirate ship there at $395, which is still a little bit more than I'm spending on a ship. But then we do have a couple more of the Pirates of the Caribbean ships up there as well. And an older Lego castle. We've got a carousel down there as well. Fairground mixer. Oh, there's so many goodies in here today. This is a very large collection of space sets, both classic space and then into some of the more recent stuff down that way as well. And this is a very cool Red Arrows over Buckingham Palace MOC, which I've not seen before. That's fantastic. Make sure we give the credit where it's due for such a cool build. And then I look at this every time I come because I really want one of those for the Lego room. I need to commission Anna to make us one. You can tell we're approaching Bricktastic season, which is just a few weeks away now, because I think a lot of people are getting to the point where they've got their new 2026 MOC ready that they're planning on taking to Bricktastic, and they're being debuted here. If you come to a lot of these conventions, you see a lot of the same MOCs over and over again, but that's not the case today. There's a lot of stuff I've not seen before. Another example of that there. And then also over here, which is very snazzy. I assume this is some kind of Trekkie thing that I don't really understand, but it's pretty impressive. It's big. It's a big unit. And then we've got this awesome scene that's combined the tree house and the A-frame cabin. And it's the kind of thing I'd like to do in a green area in the Lego City. They're two sets we've got, but I would like to do something like that if I really want to get a river into the city. I think that's very cool. And on the topic of getting a river in, that's another very cool one there. And as we all know, Anna loves sharks, so she would definitely love something like that. These are all, it's a nice little collection of very cool islands, which are really nice. And then back over the other side, we've got something very Star Warsy. And then this very cool cinema covered in pop culture stuff that I've seen at a few conventions now. But before that, we have a big mechanical camel being produced. Look at this. That's very cool.
My inventor kit, which I put on Lego Ideas. You wanted to give me a plug?
Oh wow, yeah, definitely. So that is on Lego Ideas at the moment. There is some details. That's what you're searching for, the Ideas Inventor Kit. And it's very, very cool.
Each module's got a different mechanism in it, so it's going to be sort of an educational set, learning about how gears and things like that move.
That's really cool. There you go, talking about upscaled minifigs. That's what I'm talking about. And we've got a little vending machine, fish tank kind of deal. And pretty flowery things. And a couple of very cool older sets at the top there. The globe we have on display on our landing. The typewriter is one that I always like the look of, but never picked up. It's one of those I just don't know what I'd do with. As ever, of course, for a Brick Festival as well, there's all the other activities and things. So we've got build areas, there's competitions going over on the other side. There's a huge pick-a-brick area. But I think I've done a lap of just about everything now. So what I now need to do is go and see if the Mickey and Minnie, hello. I've got to see if the Mickey and Minnie buildable figures are still available. If they're still there, I can get them for Anna and then get myself a brick bank. If they're not, I don't think I can get the brick bank and turn up at home with something for me and nothing for Anna and survive. So let's go and see if they're still in, and we'll make some decisions from there. I think it was this one that they're on, and if it was, they're gone. So I don't think we're buying a brick bank today. Unless we can find, we're now desperately trying to find something else for Anna, just so that I can not feel like a monster. It's not her inflicting this on me, by the way. It very much is in my own head. I can't just keep buying stuff for myself and not get anything for Anna. This was not part of the plan for today. This is my bribe for Anna, so she doesn't notice I'm also carrying brick bank in a Tupperware. I'll show you it all properly when I get back to the car, but I need to get out of this building before I buy anything else, because I don't know if I'm getting the pirate ship tomorrow now, that's for sure. I need to do some sums when I get home. So back at the car, two purchases. Whoa! This one is for Anna. I know it's a set she's wanted for a long time. It's very, very cool. 1,739 pieces, £180. To me, I don't know what this was when it was out originally, we missed it, but I think that's a decent, even now, decent price per piece. I'm sure this is where everyone always says, you could have got it for 140 on eBay. Yeah, but I don't want to get it on eBay. I want to get it there, because then I know what I'm getting. And the two things I bought were both from traders who I know and I've bought from before and I know I'll see again. So it just gives that extra level of reassurance that if something does go wrong, if there's missing pieces, if it's damaged, then I've got some comeback. So to me, it's just a much safer way than buying on eBay. And then the other set I got, we've started making some progress on the modulars again. If we can get a Grand Emporium package like this, that's perfect. This is the brick bank. Obviously no box. I don't care about the box. I would have just thrown the box away. It was like £200 cheaper than a brand new in box one would have been, but it's all been reverse bagged into numbered bags. It still has the instructions. It's all, you can see it's all clean, all very good condition. So very happy with that. Plus I get a lovely Tupperware that I can then use to put loose Lego in afterwards. So yeah, really happy with that. £300 for that. It's as cheap as I was ever going to see brick bank for. Now we just need Grand Emporium. So that is the mission now for the next convention, if we can grab Grand Emporium, that'll be an incredible start to 2026, because that'll mean we'll have finished Ninjago City, we'll have finished Fairground Collection, and with Grand Emporium, we'll have finished modulars to the point that we're going to be able to do it. And then later in the year, we can focus on getting the parts for Greengrocer and Market Street and building them off of instructions, because I'm just never buying them as sets. You saw in there today how much it was Greengrocer they had in there, wasn't it? For like 1,200 quid. I'm just never, ever going to pay that much for a Lego set. Certainly not a 2,000 piece modular building. Maybe a 15,000 piece giraffe rig diorama down the road, but that's down the road. We don't need to worry about that for now. But that was a fantastic convention that I almost didn't go to because it's on the grounds of Loughborough University. Parking is an absolute nightmare. You have to pay for parking. It's a long walk to get over to the convention from where you end up parking. And I almost just turned around and went home when I realised how far away I was going to be parking. But we managed to sneak into a space as someone was getting out of one. And I'm very glad I did, because it was a fantastic convention. Loads of traders there, loads of MOCs I hadn't seen before. That awesome convention hubbub kerfuffle going on. I just had a really good time, really good morning or afternoon, because it's now 1:30. I don't think you saw this video at 5 PM on Saturday, our normal release slot. I would do my best to get home and get it ready in time, but I need to get home and get it ready in time. So if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for loads more Lego content. And thank you very much for watching.